The winner of the 2013 Telstra South Australian Businesswoman of the Year is Cheryl Shigrov.
This is ridiculous. You had me at, what was I? Winner of the business owner. That was enough. Wow. Thank you again to Telstra. When I first received the nomination, I actually hesitated whether I would accept. Part of me had that self-doubt, typical for women. I did not realise when I actually did accept and put in my submission that it would be such an amazing and extraordinary ride, and I don't even know what the next year holds for me, but I'm sure massive growth, that comfort zone's going to be pushed way out. My dream was such a little dream. I just wanted to be a teacher like my father, my role model. And at 28 years old with 2 sons, I began volunteering at a preschool and then immediately was offered a job. 6 years later, financially, I just couldn't remain within the sector as it was so low paid, and unfortunately, it still is. I am trying to rectify that, however. I was a single mother, and so I left my dream. Ignorantly, I started my first business feeding 190 workmen on a site at Green Hill Road. I was there for about 16 months, and as you can imagine, food, men, money. And I did put lots of affirmations out. Being a single woman on a work site, yes, hard hat, steel cap boots, not a good look. However, I said, there has to be a single man here. I have to meet a husband. I did. So I created a nest egg, did a quick business course, found a site, and started marketing. Again, ignorance is bliss. 2006 was a big year for me. I lost my father to leukaemia in March. Ben and I had been holding off getting married until he was well enough to walk me down the aisle, but that didn't happen. Instead, my husband walked me down the aisle with my father in my heart. And then Precious Cargo opened the very next month. So as I said, 2006 was a big one. I lost my dad, my role model, but I found a soulmate and I opened my dream, Precious Cargo. I basically opened a centre every year after that. So busy times, and don't tell Dad, but I nearly burnt myself out. Late in 2008, ABC, the main provider of childcare in the country, collapses. And everyone says, this is great for you. But it wasn't great for me. Suddenly, childcare became high risk. And the hundreds and thousands of expected funding was pulled out from underneath of me one day before I was to open my 4th centre. But like my sister says, I'm a pit bull terrier. And so I didn't give up. I cried a lot. I don't think my husband had seen me cry like that before. And I started to work out, how do I get out of this? And so I approached every bank, every financial institution, every leasing company, and even every loan shark, but to no avail. Eventually, I realised that my only choice was to be honest, and so I spoke to my suppliers and told them that those thousands of dollars that I owed them, I couldn't pay. I was embarrassed, vulnerable, and quite traumatised. And it took me a whole 12 months to find a bank who believed in me. Boy, was that the longest year ever. What kept me going was the children. My children and the children at Precious Cargo. I believe children deserve the best possible start to life. I believe children deserve to be educated from birth. I believe children deserve safe, stimulating, and educating environments. And I believe children deserve amazing educators to teach, guide, and inspire them. My belief paid off, and I got through those very tough times. My little dream of being a teacher remains, just turned into a much bigger dream than I imagined. I don't think I was clear enough. I do teach children, staff, the families of the children, and now I look forward to the next chapter, mentoring, inspiring, and giving back to my community. And whilst I talk about children, I'd like to take this opportunity to honour two boys, my sons. I do have three, but my two sons. Nicholas is 19 and Lucas is 17. And as a single mother for several years, we became quite inseparable. They were my companions, my strength, and we shared so much. I asked a lot of them through those years, all my harebrained but successful projects. Renovating a house, so we didn't have running water for about 8 months inside. The boys thought it was great, just like camping, Mum. And then on to my next project, which was the food business. And all I got from those two boys was, yes, Mum. Okay, Mum, is that what we're doing? Their trust, their faith, their love was unwavering. And since they're not here tonight, I want them to know that I couldn't have done it without them. They are 19 and 17, so unfortunately I don't get, yes, Mum, anymore. It's more like, yeah, you know, in a minute, maybe, when I can. But I say that's okay, because for the first 15 years of their lives, I got, yes, Mum, and I'll never forget that. All children are amazing, and we need to keep reminding them of that. So to all the children here, you are amazing. And to all of my children, you're amazing. And I love you very much. Thank you for this absolute honour. It is extremely humbling and overwhelming.